Hey yo pineapples, welcome back to my channel and Merry Christmas to everyone watching. Nichiro back again with yet another brand new deck profile. I'm bringing to you a lovely Shaddoll Magistus deck profile. Now, I was going to bring this profile before Christmas, but unfortunately I just ran out of time. I was going to test it at my locals on Christmas Eve, but it turns out my locals weren't hosting an event on Christmas Eve, which is not a problem. I played it the week before and it did pretty well. I won 2 out of my 3 rounds, so it's a lot of fun. It's a new take on the deck. I really enjoy it, and I hope you guys at least enjoy this deck profile. A couple of things. I'm actually trying a new stand at the moment, so if you think this view is actually better than the view that I've done in my previous videos, please let me know in the comments below, just so I can sort of keep up and see where I can improve in regards to the camera angle. So I hope you enjoyed it. I'll get straight into the deck profile. This is Shaddoll Magistus with a 40 card main of 23 monsters, 14 spells, and only 3 trap cards. So we'll get straight into it, starting with the Shaddoll lineup. So I play 3 copies of Squamata, 2 copies of Wendy, 2 copies of Hedgehog, and then 1 Beast, 1 Dragon, and 1 Aerial. No Falco, because this deck just simply cannot rely on Falco in the current meta. I think it's a bit slow because it summons in defense mode. There's just not enough utility for it. It summons it face down to first position. I do apologize. There's just not enough utility for it. Maybe with Needle Fiber, because it's a tuner monster. I don't play Needle Fiber in this build. There's just simply no room in the deck. The only thing that I would probably change about this lineup is cut the Hedgehog down to 1 and play 2 Aerial. Because in this deck in particular, if you open the Aerial, then you just I've got no first turn combo as well. So yeah, this is the only thing is Squamata's the best one for this particular build, because it's a level 4 spellcaster, and I'll get to why that's more important a little later in the deck profile. And as for the rest of them, they're pretty self-explanatory. I don't think 3 Wendy is necessary for this build. Some people say that this is a better Shaddoll monster than Squamata. I disagree. I think Squamata is the best one because it's your utility card. It gets you to literally everything. Again, Beast is a card that I would probably cut. I would bump up to 2 if it was a level 4 monster. And maybe even just instead of the second Aerial, play the second Beast, but unfortunately it's a level 5, so there's not much we can do about that. And then Dragon, Konami, please reprint this. It hasn't had a reprint, a higher rarity reprint ever. It's rare and common, so if they can put it in the next OTS pack, it would be absolutely fabulous, and I can play max rarity cards instead. Going off to the Magistus lineup, I'll start with the 3 copies of Rilanoa, the Magistus Vera. For those who don't know what some of the Magistus cards do, I will explain. So on normal or special summon, you can activate one of the 2 following effects. You can either add a Magistus spell or trap card from your deck to your hand, or you can return one of your level 4 or lower spellcasters that is banished to the graveyard. So it's a really, really good card. It's also a light, so Construct's really easy to access in this deck as well. Its other graveyard ability is you can banish this card from your graveyard to target a Magistus monster on your field. Equip it with a Magistus monster in your graveyard that's not a level 4 monster, so your entire extra deck print. All the Magistus monsters you play in your extra deck. So that's probably the more important one, but the cool one that I play are 3 copies of Zorua, the Magistus of Flame. I really like this card. For those who don't know what this one does, not on summon, you can target 1 Magistus monster you control, and then equip it with a Magistus monster from your extra deck. This is a really cool ability, so you can equip the Link monster and then get a search. And also, if this card is equipped to a Magistus card, you can activate the effect to special summon 1 level 4 spellcaster from the deck, which is another reason why Squamata's a lot more important, I find, than Wendy, because it is the level 4 monster spellcaster to using the ability of Zorua. So really, really cool card, really, really fun card. And it's a tuner monster, so it's completely busted. And I'm also playing 1 I've forgotten its name, Crowley, the Magistus of Grimoire. This was really cool. It's only a one-off because it's a sort of a pseudo extender. What it does is you can special summon from your hand by discarding another spellcaster from your hand or field. It can also change its attribute once a turn on the field, which is another cute little utility with it, and also has the same ability from as Vera, where you can banish it to equip a Magistus monster on your field with a Magistus monster in your graveyard. So really cool card. Just again, another utility card. And speaking of level 4 spellcaster monsters, I'm playing 3 copies of Summoner Monk just to tutor out the Zoroark. There's a really cool play where you can do with this and a few other cards, so it's busted. Also, if 3 or more people request a combo video for this particular deck, I'll be more than happy to upload one, hopefully no longer than a week later. If not, it'll probably be after, probably in the new year, I would have to say. But Summoner Monk, very vital. Again, the level 4 spellcaster package of the Magistus monster is really good, which is why I'm playing the Summoner Monk over the Mathematician in this deck, because Mathematician's level 3. I'm also playing a small trick Perform Mage engine of 1 damage juggler, 2 trick clown. I would actually consider cutting one of these in lieu of maybe another fusion spell card of some description, or another, probably like a Pot of Avarice or something. I have missed Pot of Avarice in this deck because I'm not currently playing it. But these 3 have been fine. Usually the light monster you're sending off of your fusion cards is Vera anyway, so it's still good as a sort of a backup light monster if you happen to draw if you happen to need another one to go off of, another light monster to go off of instead. So that's all the monsters, the 23 monsters. For the spell cards, I'm still playing the triple fusion and the triple El Shaddoll fusion. This card is really important in this deck because there's a specific combo where you can use this plus either Summoner Monk or Zoroark, and it gets you a really good board. Because this is far too susceptible to Ash Blossom, I find, so this one's probably more important in my opinion. As for the Magistus spell cards, I'm currently playing True Tree Magistus. What this one does, it has 2 effects while it's on the field. Well, each time one of your Magistus monster that is equipped with an equipped card would be destroyed by battle each turn, this card prevents it from being destroyed. And also it's got 1 of 2 abilities while on the field. You can either special summon, during your main phase, special summon a level 4 monster from your hand, level 4 spellcaster from your hand, apologies. Or you can send this card from your field to the graveyard to special summon any number of Magistus monsters from your hand, with different names as possible. So it's another really good card in that regard. I'm also playing 2 copies of Magistus Invocation. This card is really good, actually. You can only activate once per turn. It's a hard once per turn. But you can fusion summon any fusion monster from your extra deck, so long as you use a material of a spellcaster type monster. So it's really good. You can make construct with this. All you have to do is make sure you use a spellcaster type monster. The last Magistus monster I play is 1 Vitra. This is your in-archetype monster reborn. Also, if your opponent, if a Magistus monster in your spell and trap card zone would be destroyed, you can banish this from the grave instead of its destruction. So another really good card. And then the one-off spell cards, I play 1 Monster Reborn combo extender. I was playing 2 Vitra for a while. I found the Monster Reborn was had a lot more utility to it. 1 Foolish Burial. It's Foolish Burial. It's a Shaddoll deck. And then 1 Upstart Goblin. This was originally Pot of Avarice, but I found that I was opening Pot of Avarice too much, and I had to use it for the discard for Summon Monk. I didn't like that, so I've decided to go to Upstart Goblin. It's good if you happen to open it and not the Summoner Monk to play off of it. And if you happen to open it and Summoner Monk, it's a free level 4 summon. Lastly, I play 2 copies of Shaddoll Incarnation and 1 copy of Shaddoll Schism. I'm playing 2 because I like the utility of using 1 for the combo and then having 1 to combo off of recycling my Shaddoll monsters in graveyard, particularly if I Schism, make the Winder, they out the Winder, I can reborn the Winder in defense mode and then it just shuts down their play. So you have to beat over it in order to continue their play. So really good card, and not a lot of people expect it as well. So that is the current 40 card main deck. The extra deck of 5 fusion monster currently starts with 2 copies of El Shaddoll Construct, 1 copy of El Shaddoll Upper Cologne, and 1 copy of El Shaddoll Winder. I would love this to be at 3. There are a couple of cards that I'm considering cutting in order to make room for the 3rd one, but unfortunately in this case, I don't wish to take anything out as of yet. So instead, I'm keeping it in there. I'm keeping it at 2. It's still a really good card, obviously, at 2. Abcalone is Abcalone. It's your utility card. It's also a good card to send off of Maximus if you happen to be playing against a build. What's it called? Dogmatica build, and then Winder's Winder. Again, I would love to play a second one. Again, there's just no room. The only Magistus fusion monster I'm playing is a waste, the Magical Spell Spirit. For those who don't know what this one does, if it's equipped to a monster, that monster gains 1,000 attack and defense points. It also has a quick effect during the main phase, where you can target one monster on the field, equip this card to it, and if the monster you equip to it happens to be an opponent's monster, you can take control of it, and that monster's effect is also negated. So it's a really, really good card in that regard as well. For Synchro monsters, I'm playing 1 copy of Borrelord Savage Dragon. Zoroa allows me to make this rather easily, and I'm also playing the Varum, the Magistus Divinity Dragon. So what this one does is, while on the field, while equipped to a Magistus monster, that monster is it can't be targeted by spell or trap cards. If it's also equipped to if the equipped monster that it's equipped to battles an opponent's monster, I destroy that monster at the end of the damage step. It also has the ability, if this face-up Synchro Summon monster happens to be destroyed by battle or my opponent's card effect, all my opponent's face-up cards on their field are destroyed. So really, really good board wipe in that regard as well. The only Xyz monster I'm playing is Abyss Dweller. It just seems to be the pick of the pick of the meta at the moment. So another really good card. Going off to the final phase of Link monsters, I'm currently playing 2 copies of Artemis the Magistus Moon Maiden. That's a mouthful. So what she does is, she requires 1 level 4 or lower spellcaster monster on the field. If you special summon another monster with Magistus in its name, you can target that monster and equip this card to it. While equipped, the card literally lets you search any Magistus monster from deck to grave. You can only use both effects once per turn, so it's not a problem with that. I was tempted to cut it down to 2 just to make room for the 3rd construct. Again, I'm not 100% sure if I want to cut this down to 2 because of the large Magistus package that I'm playing in the deck currently. So any qualms about that, by all means, leave them below as well. The Link 2s I'm playing are 1 Cross Sheep, 1 Shaddoll Construct. This was originally something else. I've forgotten. This was something else. It wasn't Construct. Oh, actually, it was Verte Anaconda, that's right. It was originally Verte Anaconda, but I found that if I don't open any Magistus monsters or wait to get to Magistus monsters, I still want to play the regular pure Shaddoll variant where you go into Sheep and Construct and then set 2 or else 3 and pass. It's still a really good board because no one expects it to actually be as good as it is. Just flipping the Schism for Winder and then doing all the other shenanigans is really, really fun. So these 2 are very vital, and Verte Anaconda just never came up when I was testing it online. I'm still playing 1 Selene. I think Selene is amazing in literally any spellcaster deck, so Selene gets you to your big plays. And the Link 4 that I'm running are 1 copy of Arpaloosa and 1 copy of Axis Kotorka. They're very easy to make. Excuse me, they're very easy to start your board and clear your opponent's board, so there's no reason not to play these as well. And that is it for my Shaddoll Magistus deck profile. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, if you wish to see a combo tutorial for this particular build, I have, I think, 3 main ones that I like to use. By all means, leave a comment below saying that. Any tips, tricks, or queries about the deck as well, by all means, leave them in the comment section below. I will endeavor to read all those lovely things as well. And thank you ever so much for watching as well. I hope you all had a wonderful, wonderful Christmas as well. Please stay tuned. Hopefully, I'll be able to bring you some more lovely content in the new year as well. So thank you ever so much for watching, guys. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and as always, Merry Christmas, guys, and thank you ever so much for watching. Peace.